Man, my dreadlocks are just growing, yo. I'm so happy about that. Have you guys ever just went through your phone and just saw some pictures that you forgot to put up on like Facebook? Maybe there was a story that you wanted to put up on Instagram and just kind of forgot about it, you know, like you just really didn't think about it. It just was there and then you was like, oh dang, I forgot about this. We call that a late post. In some cases, a lost post. Well, this is what this video is today. So you guys, please don't crucify me. I know I made this video like a few months ago, actually. I think it was back when I hit 15,000 subscribers and I was like, if I get to 20, I'll put out this video. And it was the video for Illustrator beginners, you know? So like all you people that want to learn Illustrator, I made a video specifically for this and I just kind of forgot to put it out there. And it was to help you guys start looking at the way Illustrator is used. You know, like it was going to transition you guys from Photoshop to Illustrator in the best way possible, which is shapes. And I made this to go up and down, not left and right and stuff like that, because we wanted to make a nice illustration tutorial and whatnot. I wanted to give you guys a nice beginner level illustration video. And like I said, I just kind of forgot about it. Like I did it, but then I think life happened and stuff like that, and I just kind of, you know, forgot all about it. So please forgive me. Please forgive me. But if you guys watch this video from the beginning to the end, I mean completely to the end, because I do have some extra stuff in it. If you guys watch it, there's a whole lot, and I'm pretty sure with that 17-minute video, you're gonna learn a whole lot about Illustrator. Like, I guarantee it. So pull out your pen and paper and just take some notes. I spent like 4 days making sure that this video was like elaborative, and you guys got a very elaborative Illustrator tutorial. And it ain't even 50 minutes. It's not even an hour. So you guys will like this one. Hopefully, if you do, you're gonna smash the like button. And I want to say this, if I get to like 50,000 subscribers before the end of the month, like before the end of this month here, I will put out an elaborative After Effects tutorial. An elaborative After Effects tutorial. As in, like, you guys can make your own animations. As in, you guys will be able to make your own commercials for your t-shirt line, which is gonna make you guys look that much better. So if we can get to 50,000 subscribers, I guarantee, I promise you, it will be out within that next month. With that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and get to this video. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go into File, and then we're going to start a new one. Or you can just hit Command N, and that'll give you a brand new document, okay? Normally, when I start my t-shirt projects, it's 14 by 17. All you have to do is just put in 14 by 17. It's going to give you orientation, which is up and down, not left and right. And that's pretty much good to go. So like Photoshop, you get this little thing in the middle, which is what we call an artboard, not a canvas here. We have a layers panel over here and stuff like that. And then we have some tools on this side as well. But in the tools bar, you know, there's a lot of different things, but there's not a paint bucket or anything like that. We do have like a gradient tool, but if I try to use it, like, what's happening? What's happening? I don't get it, you know? I don't understand. I don't understand, right? So what you would normally do is you would create like a rectangle inside of here, and then you can drop down the layers, right? And that will be like your actual layer. You can think of this as like a group in Photoshop, drop down the layers panel and get stuff that you need out of it. If I wanted to change the color, notice how like at the top of Illustrator we have like color palettes here and stuff like that, or down here on the tools panel we have a fill and a stroke. This is how like you would use shapes in Photoshop, like Photoshop but not like Photoshop. You would use shapes, so we can turn off the stroke, which is a whole lot more convenient, a whole lot more easier than what it is in Photoshop. Very convenient in Illustrator, okay? And you know, because we hit this, because we clicked on the fill layer, we also get colors that we can play around with. So this is the RGB spectrum. I can just click and drag and get different colors, and that's how you change the color in Illustrator. Yeah, I know, mind-blowing, right? But very, very basic, very, very easy to do. Now if I was to take this away, just delete it, there's no background, okay? So now we don't have a background color. So let me just hit Command Z and show you how to like turn this off, right? So if you go into the layers panel, all you have to do is click on the eye, and when we click on the eye, it gets rid of it. It hides it for a second, you know what I'm saying? But you can bring it back, you know, like it's still there. We'll just go ahead and name this background, okay? And as a matter of fact, we'll just name this entire layer background. And instead of naming this background, we'll just call it color, because, you know, background color.
Boo! You stink!
Now I want to change the color of this because I don't want it to be this color here. We can do something different. I'm just gonna go ahead and change it to like maybe, I don't know, maybe a purple, a little bit something like this. I'm a little colorblind. You guys tell me if it's purple or blue. And because this is, I guess, kind of like a Tuesday or something like that, we're gonna lock this layer down, by the way. Because it's Tuesday, let's do Taco Tuesday, okay? So I'm gonna make a taco today. I'm gonna show you guys how to make a taco in Illustrator. So we're gonna open up a new layer, okay? I'm gonna bring up over here in the layers panel. We want to go to the rectangle tool because, you know, this is a taco. So we're gonna go into layers panel. We're gonna actually go into the ellipse. I think the ellipse will give us that nice shape that we want out of this. So we're gonna make an ellipse. Which is pretty much just a circle, okay? But if you hold down shift and then you click, you'll draw out a perfect circle. So you guys, that's something that you should do. Like hold down shift and then click and drag. That's gonna draw a perfect circle. Look how perfect this circle is, okay? Like I can change the color of the circle, you know, make it white. That looks pretty perfect, right? I think this looks good. So I'm just gonna bring it like right here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and make a rectangle. And then I'm just gonna click, hold it, drag it out from one side to the other, and then go down. Now I know you guys are probably like, well dang, that's not a taco, it doesn't look like a taco. We're getting there, okay? We're getting there. Now here's something that I'm pretty sure I confused a whole lot of people with back in an older video, which is the shape building. So this is selected, but we need to be able to select this, and we can't do it with the shape, right? So we need to go over here and we need to determine which one of these selectors actually work. Now the direct selection tool selects points. That's not what we want. So like if I clicked on this, yeah, it's gonna select it out, but it's really more for like clicking on like anchor points and stuff like that, because and sometimes we need to manipulate these anchor points. But clicking on this select tool, or you can just hit V, allows you to select everything out, okay? Not just the anchor points, because you're not going to be able to select the anchor points like that, but you'll be able to directly select the shape that you need to select and, you know, manipulate it. So I'm going to select on this circle and then hold down shift and also click on this rectangle right here, and it gives me everything, right? Like I can see both shapes being selected. Now in this panel over here, we can find other tools. We do have an erase tool, and that's good to use if you guys are still, you know, thinking in Photoshop. But I think the shape builder tool is a lot easier for you guys to use. Matter of fact, it's more optimal because you get everything that you want out of it. Like you don't have to mess up or anything like that. So let's just say I want to keep the top of this because that's what the shape of the taco looks like. I don't want to use anything up under all of this. So I mean, I could use the eraser tool and stuff like that to get it out, but I want to use the shape builder tool because that's going to make one shape. And as you can see, when I click on it, you know, everything's still selected, but it's selected as a shape now. Like I can go through and delete things out. Now hovering over some of these shapes, as you can see, there's a plus with that actual arrow. Not what we want, right? Because that means we're going to combine things. Yeah, I can combine this and this together just by clicking and holding and then dragging this out, right? That's going to get selected. And that's cool to do. I can just go back into the selection tool and then delete that, right? However, we want to do stuff on the fly. We don't have time for all that. Our boss is telling us like right now, we need to have this shape done. We need to have this taco man made. Like, can you do it? He's not going to go for that. So what he wants us to do is hold down Alter Option, which is turning this plus sign into a negative sign. And we can just click and drag and delete that stuff out. No question asked. Everything is done. And it looks good. Like it's a, you know, a half moon. We got a half moon now. We can see things in shapes, and now we can, you know, manipulate this stuff out. So let's just say, hey, like the points down here are really pointy, you know. And I mean, I like pointy design, but hey, this is too pointy. This is really sharp. I feel like I can cut my finger on that if I messed with it. And this is where the direct selection tool actually comes into play. So we're going to take the direct selection tool. All right, we're going to click on this shape, and it's going to bring up these little small circles that you can see. Small circle in this corner, small circle in this corner, right? And that's essentially what we want, because what we want to do is we want to take this one and we want to kind of like bring it up just a little bit, right? That actually makes a curvature for our taco, because look, now that's kind of a look, you know, look cute little kid taco. That looks shapely. Let's hit Command Z and kind of select both of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this one here. We're going to hold down shift. We're going to click on this one here. And now we can kind of manipulate both of them, and we get something a little bit like this. Really nice shape design. I think you guys can appreciate that. So we're going to move this down just a little bit, and we're going to change this color to like an orange. Now in the layers panel over here, as you can see, you guys, you know, I haven't really messed with this layer. Like we can drop this down. We can name this layer taco, okay? We can call this like the shell. We can call this the outer shell. So now that we got this outer shell, all we need to do is, you know, add more shapes inside of it. So how will we go about that? All we have to do is click on the outer shell, right? And then just keep designing from there, okay? So we can take the rounded ellipse tool. We can just make some more circles. And as you can see, that ellipse in the layers panel went above the outer layer, okay? Now I can change this to like maybe a brown or something like that. Let's change this brown so we can look at that a little bit better. And that doesn't look too good because it's above the outer layer. All we need to do is just regroup this like we would in the Photoshop. So just put this up under there like this, and we get something a little bit like this, right? And then we can take that layer, you know, move it around. Even hold down Alt Option with the select tool and just kind of, you know, move that around just a little bit. It doesn't have to have any rhyme or reason. You can just move it around, make some taco meat because, you know, Taco Tuesday. Now, of course, looking at this looks pretty good, but we know that this actual project just got big, okay? Because we have all of this stuff in the layers panel over here, which is this brown ellipse to make taco meat, right? So what we want to do is we want to go here where it says target, where these little circles are at. We want to click on this, hold down shift, okay? And just go through and select those all out. Now with all that selected out, all we need to do is find our Pathfinder. Now if you guys can't find yours, just go into Window and go all the way down to where it says Pathfinder, okay? Once you find Pathfinder, just click to unite. Just click this one right here that says click to unite. Like it's just gonna unite all of them into one, and that became one path. So when I turn off this, you know, it's just one full shape. So let's be consistent and call this like meat, and we continue to build out from here. So let's just say we're gonna make cheese and stuff like that. We'll just take the line segment tool, okay? So you go over in your tools panel, you click on the line segment tool, all right, and you create a line. All right, I'm just gonna make one like this. And we're gonna add a stroke to it, a yellow stroke, and we're gonna make the stroke like maybe, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, we'll make it 10, okay? And we could just drop this line in between like the outer layer and the meat layer, and we can just, you know, put that into place. Of course, you can shape your line out any type of way you want. You can move it around like this. There's no rhyme and reason with any of this. And like I said, if you guys want to make copies, make sure you hold down Alt Option when you move it. So let's just say you like it right here and you want to make another one over here somewhere. You just hold down Alt Option. Make sure you're getting those double selectors. So you have the one that's like black and then the one that's like white behind it. And then you just move it over. And of course, in your layers panel, make sure that you know, combine all of these. All they're going to do is create more problems for you. So in this situation right here, we cannot use the Pathfinder because it's not overlapping, so it's not going to give you any results. So what you guys would actually have to do is click in on these, right? Like go into where it says line, hold down shift, and then just select all of this, right? And then go into this hamburger over here at the top right, and then collect all of this into one layer. You essentially just made a new group in a group, right? This is what we're gonna call the cheese group. And of course, if I want to make that into like a shape instead of it being like an outline, because you know outlines do get distorted when you know scale up and down, I would just select all of this, go into object, path, and then outline the strokes. So we have our taco. Here it is, meat and cheese. We can put something else in here, like maybe lettuce and stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is in the layers panel, I'm gonna click on this circle right here, right? I'm gonna click on it. And I'm gonna hit Command C, okay? And then I'm gonna create a new layer. And as you can see, the layer falls inside of all of this, right? I'm gonna click on that circle and I'm gonna hit Command F. And then we're gonna change the color of this to maybe a soft green like this. Now, of course, that's with the cheese and stuff like that. We don't want that. And as a matter of fact, I think we want the lettuce up under the cheese. So we'll move that in the layers panel like that. And then we'll just push this off to the side just a little bit, just to get some variation. So we can see more of that lettuce. I might delete this little bugger out right here. Kind of push that up, out a little bit like that. And then hold down Alt Option and then make some variations on the side like this. So we can make sure that we're seeing everything. And even if we don't want it to go like this, we could just select on that inside the layers panel, go into Object, Transform, and then Reflect. And that's just gonna put it in a different direction. So we'll hit vertical angle and we'll angle it off 90 degrees, hit preview so we can see what we're doing, and then hit OK. And this taco is looking pretty cool, right? Let's just say we want to add like tomatoes and stuff like that. We'll go into the panel, make like an ellipse, turn it like what, red? Give us like maybe a blunt red, something a little bit like this, and we'll just make a circle. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle, but if you want it to be a perfect circle, make sure you hold down shift and we'll drop it in there. Of course, that gotta go up under the lettuce and stuff like that. We'll hold down Alt Option and we'll just move that around and it'll make like that taco circle that we're looking for, that little tomato circle. And then to top all of this off, we'll just take that outer layer real quick. We'll hit Command C, we'll hit Command F, Okay, and it made that direct copy. We'll just bring that direct copy up under the meat and scale it up. And there we go, we got a successful taco. But maybe we want to just, you know, make this back layer just a little bit darker. We could just go over here to the tools panel, double click on the like color swatch real quick, the fill swatch, go to the brightness, and we'll just drop it down to maybe this color right here, maybe 85%. Hit OK. And all that did was it just made dimensions between the back and front layer. As a matter of fact, we can even go just a little bit darker. We'll put it at 75%. Let's just make sure that we got all of our stuff into one layer real quick. This would be the tomatoes. And you know what, you guys, I'm thinking about putting like maybe a thin white layer inside of here just to illustrate that we got maybe some sour cream and stuff like that. So we'll take the tomato layer. Okay, we'll hit Command C, hit Command F. That's going to paste it above everything. We'll put that into one layer like I showed you guys already, and we're gonna make this one maybe a cream white. All right, close that down, and with the actual select tool, or you guys can hit V, we'll just move it over some. You can just push it up, just kind of manipulate it any type of way that you want, and we get something a little bit like this, which looks amazing, by the way. And okay, cool, so we got this taco made, and we did it all within one layer, right? So we're treating these layers like we're treating group in Photoshop. All we need to do is just turn this down and lock it. All right, that's gonna be there. We don't have to touch it. It's not gonna get manipulated or anything like that. If we even try to touch it, we get, you know, this little pencil with a no sign, like, hey, we can't draw on this, which is cool, right? Let's just open up a new layer, which we're gonna go into the layers panel, go up under everything, down here to the bottom, create a new layer, exactly like we would in Photoshop. I wanna give this taco like a face or something like that. Let's just say we're making this for like a kid or something like that, right? You know, some kind of like Japanese kind of like thing or whatnot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the ellipse tool and we're just gonna make an eye. I'm gonna make this eye, you know, somewhat black, kind of like a gray. We'll hold down Alt to Option and we'll just move that one over here like this, and we have like two eyes, but they're black, so we need to make some small white like reflections and stuff like that, so it looks as if it's looking directly into the light. So we'll make some light reflections. We'll just, you know, go back into that ellipse tool, turn it to like maybe an off-white, and just put like a white right there. Move that one over here like this, kind of zoom in too, and then make a smaller one much like this, and then bring that one over here like this as well. And then just to give it some of that Japanese characteristics, I'm just gonna go ahead and make an oval, maybe make it, I don't know, pink. Move one over here like this, and then we'll just make like a smile right here by making a circle. So we'll just make a circle, hold down the shift key, and just make a circle like this, and then use a rectangle to kind of build that shape out, just to make this work. So, you know, shape build this out. If you guys want that kind of smile like this, you can have it. I much rather like to do something a little bit like this and shape build that out. And now if you look at your layers panel, here's this face. We'll just, you know, name this face and then put a lock on it, and there you guys go. Now here's some advanced tricks that you guys can possibly get into, which is pretty much just kind of like giving this dimension. Now I showed you a little bit of that with the back taco shell, but let's just say we want this to kind of like stand out a little bit more than what it is. So let's just put this one in the back on a stroke. Let's just say a regular stroke of, you know, the original color, and we'll put this at a stroke of like maybe, how about 5? As you can see, now we're getting kind of like, you know, this is the outer shell and the inside of it has like a shadow. But if we wanted to do this with this taco shell, like, wait, for starters, if we put an actual stroke on this, you know, we're getting something a little bit like this. And even though it might look cool right now, people would know that these are two separate shapes. I mean, yeah, they're gonna see it anyways because, you know, this shape is darker than this shape, but the back color right here bleeds into this color right here, you know. So if I turned off that stroke back there, as you can see, the color of this stroke actually goes into the color of this front facing taco. So what we want to do is we actually want to just make a copy of this by hitting Command C. And then instead of us hitting Command F to paste it in front, we're just going to hit Command B to paste it behind that actual taco layer. And we can use the arrow keys to kind of bump that up to maybe like right here. And then we can change the color to like this yellow. So I'm pretty sure you guys saw the graphic that came up and the graphic that I finished with, and the graphic that I finished with was not a patch mock-up. So if you guys want that patch mock-up, it is listed in the description box. You guys can get that for $4.99. I made that specifically. It was on the channel, but because I think a lot of people were just kind of a little bit confused about what I did here and there, I'm just gonna make it a download for you guys to get, and you can just get it like that. It's just $4.99. But hopefully you guys can get some value out of it. But with that being said, you guys, we got to get up out of here. I hope you guys learned a lot. If you did, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. If there was something that you was a little bit confused about, let me know in the comment section below. I always want to improve on these little tutorials and stuff like that. And I know this one was kind of like a lead-in. I kind of did this like a long time ago, and it doesn't even match the video styles that I make anymore. So just know that everything going past this, as a matter of fact, if you haven't noticed, everything a little bit before this is stylistically different from that. So hopefully you guys did notice that, and if you did, smash the like button. But with that being said, you guys, I got to get up out of here. So stay amazing, stay creative above all else, and stay awesome. Oh,